What's up, my friends? We are live here on a Friday morning, almost lunchtime for most people. So, thus, I'm trying to catch you all here. Hey, just a quick insight as to what is going on here. I am like, if you're a business owner, especially a small business owner, you probably understand the challenge and the beast that is social media. It's just not always easy for me to jump on there and post and edit and do all that stuff. So I'll try my best to do some social media posting. But what I do have the bandwidth for is teaching, training, going live, connecting, talking, and speaking. So I'm going to use lives to be able to do that. Here's my intended schedule: Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. We go live probably like mid to late morning on those days. I would love any feedback from you all, what you'd like to have on those lives. I do have tons of training and kind of mini workshops we can do. If you want some Q&A time, we can always do that as well. You just let me know what the heck you want. And I'm just here to be real and authentic with this. And I just want to be real and say that I'm just going to get on my soapbox here for a second. The whole social media game is just, it's bugging me. And it's bugging me because I just see so much copycat stuff out there. And everyone's kind of doing the same type of thing because people are saying like, well, this goes viral. So find a viral video and do that. Just change the hook or change the whatever, change the background, and you can go viral too. And so everyone's kind of doing the same crap. And I don't know, it's not aligning with me. So I'm just gonna just come real, come live. Like, there's no glossing this, there's no editing this. For those of you who do lives or have gone lives or maybe seen some of my lives, you know it is what it is. So what my intention here today is to do a little bit different. I am going to do a bit of a training because I want to try this on. Is this a value? Does this work for you? And for those people that are watching on replay, obviously you get to fast forward through some of this, but nonetheless, I just want to take a few moments here. My goal is just maybe about at least little micro 10-minute trainings, just get some insight to you and get you out the door. What I know right now is burnout is so real with so many people, especially if you own a business, if you have kids. It's a reality for so many men. And the challenge is, and this is what I find when I'm up in front of a room and I say that, statistics show that, we're looking at about almost 80% of men go through some level of burnout. And 95% of the room, in fact, 95% of men who are watching this video will say, that's not me. And 100% of the women are like, yep, check that box, check that box. And so the thing about men is we're looking through a lens of normal. Like if we are wearing rose-colored glasses and we see the world in this rose color, and when someone says, well, hold on a second, this is blue, you're like, nah, that's not blue. That's a rose color, because that's the normal for you. And far too many men see burnout as a normal thing. That's just what we do. That's what we go through. That's what we experience. And that's not real. Let me say, it's real. It's not normal. Guys, we don't have to go through this. In fact, it's taking us out, man, at the knees and beyond, because men are taking their own lives at a much higher clip than women are. Struggling with the thing about it is this is impacting us, not just personally, but our families, our businesses, and our communities. So having a community of burned out men who are unaware that they're suffering through this burnout, and they're just suppressing the feelings, the truth about who they are, what they're going through. Because I don't want to look weak. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to have others think that I don't have perfection. I know this as being a former athlete. Man, I wanted to be perfect on the field. I don't want to be put on the bench. I don't want to be cut. I don't want to lose playing time. So I had to be perfect. And that's a lot of pressure to produce, perform, provide, that so many men are struggling with and aren't even aware with it because they have not learned how to drop in on what they're really feeling. So this workshop here is, in the brief time, I'm just going to kind of cover the basics of it. What I'm going to do is in the comments here below, this is our Ignite method. If you want access to the Ignite method, the framework, and the AI prompts that you can put into your favorite AI platform and actually work through it with the AI, I'll actually send you the prompts, guys. No email necessary. I just want to be of service. That's just my mission here. I want to be of service to men. Yes, I do have a business. I do have a program, and coaching that I have for men. That's great. If that's of interest for you, if you align with me, if you resonate with my energy and how I approach it, then fantastic. Let's roll. If not, I want to be of service anyway. So just DM me the word Ignite. I'll just respond to you, send it your way, and I hope you use it and put it to good use. So with that being said, let's roll with this. Okay. The whole idea behind this is like, look, we're going through burnout. Let's break through this burnout, but we have to become aware that it's actually there. So if you are experiencing things such as anxiety and stress and this overwhelm and pressure to produce, perform, provide for everybody else but you, well, there's some burnout going on in there. You've got stuff that's in you that you're not paying attention to. This is far more common than we are willing to admit because of that essence of lacking the truth. Men don't want to admit it because they're not even aware. They've got blind spots, but not even aware of those blind spots. So if you are a man, there's a good chance, especially if you're, I'm assuming, entrepreneurial, maybe a high-level executive, you have kids, dude, you are going through some level of this burnout, or it's on its way. I find it with a lot of my young, not just chronologically in age, but also new into business. They're excited, they're ready to roll, but they're just not aware of what's coming, and what's coming is burnout. So I want to make sure, and I'm just going to get this into the chat here for you guys. I want to make sure that you recognize that if it's not here now, it's coming. So why not get in front of it now? Makes sense. What we want to do is to build a life in a world where we don't have this burnout does not guide us, and we're not reactionary to it. So what I'd love to do is get you back control. And that's what this Ignite method is about, is get you back control in the world of chaos, in the world of everyone pulling at you, from your woman, or if you're like me, a divorced single father, in finding a new woman, you're out there wanting to find connection and love and intimacy and a relationship with kids, with business. Guys, you got to get back control of your life, because it's being dictated and run. You're just being reactionary to everything. So this is a simple system with clarity, with power, so that you can reconnect to yourself. Be that man that I know you want to be, and that you are meant to be. I kind of let the cat out the bag, but hey guys, I can mention a business owner, small business owner. I run the program, Be the Torch. Father of three, have a wonderful partner who I've been able to attract into my life almost effortless. That's a whole different conversation, but it's not siloed. How I attracted someone into my life that is grounded and peaceful and loving and intimate and sexual, and an angel wasn't out of a whole lot of my effort, but it wasn't by just total random. It actually is and was a process, much like this is a process. So like I said, I'm gonna take you through the Ignite method. I'm just going to go, just for sake of time, because I know a lot of you in midday, you want to get back to the office. You may be just listening to this on your break, or wherever you may be. So I want to get you back on. So I just want to go over the Ignite method. Like I said, if you want access to it, just hit me in the comments here, DM me the word Ignite. I'll connect with you. We'll have and I'll just send it to you, send it your way. Okay. So the Ignite method, what we eventually want to do with this process, with the Ignite method, is being intentional. We want to set an intentional outcome. And my apologies, guys. I like to flow back and forth. I don't want to just have you looking at my screen. I like to go back and forth. So we want to be intentional with this outcome, what it is that we want to create. So most men are generally reactionary. We get up, we roll out of bed, we roll over, we jump in the shower, we somehow unconsciously make our way to the office, whether it's your home office, whether it is you're at work, you got to commute in the office, wherever it may be. We just kind of roll straight into the office, and we do it unconsciously. And then we kind of like, hey, hi, good morning, kids. And we connect briefly with our partner and just be like, hey, have a wonderful day. All reactionary. And then we go with this energy of, oh man, I'm just going there because I got to deal with these clients. I'm making this money just from my family. I don't even see it. It's just all for them. We are not in the equation. We got to make you part of the equation. You have to be the torch. You don't go out and work your ass off for the torch to give to everybody else. You are it. You already are it. You're just a little disconnected from it. And it's not your fault. Society has trained you that way. Maybe how you were raised conditioned you to that. I know it did for me. And I just was sick and tired of it. I did not want to experience this anymore. I wanted something different. And it wasn't until I had to do the work, in darkness, disconnected from truth. I was lying to myself. I was lying to everyone else. I was hiding. I was not connected to my feelings. I had those rose-colored glasses on. I saw the world one way, not realizing that I was blinded to the truth. And so in that darkness, I had to be the torch that I needed to be to get out of the darkness I was in. You really can't break through burnout if you don't know what you're working towards. You got to have something you're working towards, and it cannot be scoreboard related. I just want to make a bunch of money. Ain't gonna work. Scoreboard is simply, and scoreboard, I mean your outcomes, your results. You cannot control them. And all they are is simply feedback on how you're doing. If you don't like the results in your business, in your money, in your relationships, in your parenting with your kids, that's a mirror back into you, man. But it's information you need to gather. So again, I don't want to get too off topic here because we can talk all about that scoreboard and the mirror because it's powerful. But you got to know what you're working towards. So what's important is we identify each week, going into your week, what are your intentional outcomes for this week? And I break it up into my 5 torch pillars: fortune, family, fitness, focus, and foundation. And so money, family, health, our emotional intelligence, our focus, our mindset, foundation, connection to a higher power. And what we want to do, the goal here is you want to map out what are just the 3 things. That's it this week. Be intentional, not just jumping into the week being reactionary. That's where we get stuck. That's where the burnout just begins to build. So what is it? For example, if you want to reclaim 2 hours this week and delegate those 2 hours of busy work that you'll be doing to somebody else, or you want to get in the gym 3 times this week. Maybe you want to have a dinner date with someone you're dating, or if you're not dating someone and you're out looking, like you want to connect with someone, and just not with an outcome, not with an expectation, just to connect with another human being. Or better yet, again, I just can't help but start to layer on here. Take yourself, if you're single, just take yourself out. Just go out with you and date yourself first before you start dating another one. Anyway, I digress. So whatever those 3 intentional outcomes are, they do not have to be any grandiose, like you're about to slay the dragon. Like, dude, just take what would be a good step for you this week. That's being intentional. Okay, the second part of this is being grounded. So intentional outcome. The next one is being grounded in purpose. Purpose. Man, there's a lot of confusion around what purpose is and what it is not. But ultimately, we want to get ourselves in a position where we are purposeful with our action. Pain pushes, purpose pulls. We want to pull, man. Your pain is pushing you towards desperation, towards I got to make this sale this week, or I got to find a way to not work as much because you're in pain, and that's what the burnout does, man. It blinds us. You're not aware of it, and so you are reacting based on the pain that you're in because of the burnout you're experiencing, versus coming from purpose and pulling towards you that which you really want. So we attach an emotional fuel to these three intentions you have. Did you hear that? We attach an emotional fuel to each goal. You have to, with your clear intention, you attach an emotional feeling to that. It's the fuel. You can have an intention, you got to attach emotion to that. So when you lose sight of meaning and having feeling behind that, that's what burnout just really, like forest fire, man. It just takes over. So having a why behind it, that's transformational. That takes purpose and it takes your goals and turns it into purpose. You got a why behind it. So what are the feelings? What are the why behind these? Why do you want to go to the gym 3 days a week? Well, because I want to feel good about myself. I want to feel fit. I want to feel ripped. I want to be shredded. I want to, and again, don't get too grandiose in the outcomes. Let's talk about this week. I want to be able to sweat, and I want to feel good. Boom, feeling. So now we got to get to the goal, get to the gym 3 days. And I want to feel good, healthy around that. If it's your goal is, hey, I want to get 2 hours back by delegating work, man, I'm going to feel peace, at ease, calm, not stressed about the busy work I got to do because I delegated it. So you attach what that feeling will be to that purpose. Okay. The next one is the necessary actions. That's N in Ignite. It is our necessary actions. And ultimately, what I mean by that is, high leverage over mindless motion. There's this whole concept of mind body, that your body just begins to take over. Like, for example, you get up in the morning, somehow you make yourself into the bathroom, you use the restroom, you brush your teeth, you take a shower, somehow you get some coffee made and you get in a car and you start driving to work. Like, it's automatic. You hardly have to think about it. It's just already ingrained in your body. It's mindless motion. We want high leverage moves, man. What in your office, in your business, in your work, in your health, whatever, in your relationship, what's a high leverage move? Contacting your woman and saying, hey, I know it's noon right now. I got a babysitter for the kids. We're going out tonight. High leverage move. That's power. That's masculine right there. So of the actions that you have, what are 3 to 5 actions that would help move the needle? Again, not score, not nail it, but what would just move the needle? I'm not talking about a little high, a little dopamine loop, jump in and scroll, have a drink. Oh man, like high action moves that'll move the needle. Okay. So blocking time out for yourself, delegating, figuring out how to get kids to school so you can get yourself to the gym. List those high impact actions. Okay. And so beyond that, we got your intentional outcome. We got grounded in purpose. And then we have our necessary actions. Now an integrated plan. We're getting close. Integrated plan. So when you think about strategy, and strategy has to be a part of it, just like it is in your business, but it's not this overarching, like I got to have this huge strategy for the week. It just needs to be on your calendar. Like, that's it. If it is, going on the date nights, awesome. Put it in there. If it's working out 3 times a week, put in there. For me, with these lives that I'm now starting, the lives are in my calendar. I'm actually shooting for 10 a.m. I know we're kind of starting here about 11:30, but I'm shooting for around 10 a.m. So just mark your calendar. So put it on your calendar. Turn actions into a rhythm. That's how we integrate it. This is not outside of you. This is combined with you. There are no silos. So your action, your intentions, your actions are not outside of you. They're integrated with you. So we got to make it one. So man, just build it in. Your high leverage actions have to match your energy. So plug those in your calendar so they can match, and you're off and ripping. You don't have to think about it. Okay. The thing about being a former athlete, I play football, and in football, what essentially happens is you act, you analyze, and you make adjustments. So you take massive action, you get into the game, then you analyze that action and you make adjustments. That was at halftime. We would analyze what went on in the first half and what adjustments we need to make, or at the end of the game. For our next game, what adjustments do we need to make by analyzing our action and then making those adjustments accordingly? That's all we're doing here in this section. It's all good. What tracks gets done, my friend. What gets ignored is going to burn you out. If you're ignoring the pressure to produce, perform, provide, dude, burnout is already here, man. 80% of men are burning out. Don't even realize it. Some do. I hope you do. And so let's track it. If you do feel burnout, man, track that mess. If it's the work that you did throughout the week, your intentional actions, your high leverage moves, man, just track it. So what would be just a quick little checklist? I know I have mine, and I have it right here. I have my morning works, my morning time that I do. This is my master your morning routine. It's a whole checklist of what my morning routine looks like. I got to have it in front of me to check it off as I go. And then I journal in the morning and then the evening. What were my wins? What went well? What can I do better for tomorrow? Act, analyze, adjust. Or in this case with Ignite, we're going to track and review. The last one, and we're done. Brother, it's amazing how many times leaders come into the office. I find this a lot of times with athletic coaches. They show up on the field, and the stuff that goes on in your life outside the office, outside of work, impacts you. We may think we can compartmentalize the fact that we just had a huge fight with the woman in our life, and now I can go to the office and be cool, and I'm excited. I'm connected with people who I'd only hang out with at the office, or not really part of my family, and it doesn't work that way. You can go into a customer's meeting and be super, the energy is going to be there to be of service and support that person. It doesn't work that way. And it's on you. This is on you. So executing with fire is our last part of the Ignite method. And I want to be mindful that fire is not externally. It's not like you can go grab a cup of coffee, use that caffeine, and that's going to be your fire. Brother, it's got to come from you. You are the fire, and your energy, but dude, that's your edge. So burnout, and if there's anything, I want you to leave with this as we close out. Burnout is not from working too hard. That's the smoking gun. Burnout is from working disconnected, misaligned. That's where burnout comes in. And for most men, they're blinded to it. So don't look at your calendar and say, well, that's why I'm burning out. No, has nothing to do with that. That's the smoking gun. So let's create connection. Let's create alignment. And priming your energy is important. Being in the right physical state, mental state is important so that you can step into your intentional outcomes with the energy or the feeling behind it, and with the high leverage moves from a place of and an energy that's aligned with that. If you didn't eat, if you didn't move your body, if you were in a fight with your spouse, or maybe your kids were chaotic in the morning, dude, you're not going to be in the emotional and physical state to go execute on this. So I'm a huge proponent, everything I do, of taking care of you first in the morning before anybody else. So you got to learn to calibrate yourself before stepping into the office. Stepping in, same thing with coming home. You made decisions all day. It was chaotic. You lost a client. You're frustrated. You're pissed off your employee, and then you come home and you expect that you're going to be this warm, loving, fuzzy father. Not going to work that way. You may be able to fake it. The kids, they're going to feel it. So being a leader means learning how to calibrate your energy when you show up into that next place, that next state that you're in. Dad, business leader, executive, husband, boyfriend, someone out there looking to connect with a new love interest. So, my friends, that's the Ignite method. So, intentional outcome, grounded in purpose, right? That's the feeling, the necessary actions, your high leverage moves, your integration plan. Put this on your calendar, make it a weekly rhythm. Track it. How did I do at the end of the day? At the end of the week, we track it. This is, for example, my morning. We track it, all of our numbers at the end of the week. And then be mindful of the energy in which you're coming with to step in and execute this. Now, as I mentioned, I have this all lit for each part of the Ignite method, the I, the G, the N, the I, the T, the E. I have a prompt for each one of those of the acronym that you can put into your favorite AI platform, and it'll actually work through how you can identify three goals, three outcomes that you want, intentional outcomes. It can work through the feelings that you want to experience with that. It'll create some high level moves for you. And then it'll work through tracking all pretty much the entire method. Okay. So if you'd like that, just DM me Ignite. I'll send it to you guys. Like I said, it's my gift to you. Thank you for coming here live. For those of you who did, if you did not, you're watching this on a replay. Amazing. Thank you so much. One thing I'll do here, there's a QR code. If you are of interest and this can benefit you, I know I reference my morning routine. If you'd like access to it, guys, just go ahead and scan the QR code, or just DM me morning, and I'll send that to you as well. But this is my master your morning routine, which I know all of my highest paying clients start with this. So if that's of interest to you, man, jump on it. It's my gift to you. Okay, my friends, thank you all for being here live. If I can be of service, jump in the comments, ask questions, hit Ignite. I'll send you the prompts, and we'll see you.